Alright guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be doing a video about this. A Gran Turismo preview build, an NTSC preview build. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I just bought the disc about 2 weeks ago and I haven't actually played it yet. I really wanted to finish the Gran Turismo 2 prize cars video, which I did with the help of HG Central. And so I wanted to free up some space on my hard drive after that, just so I could record as much footage of this as possible. So I thought instead of, like me playing it first of all, looking into it, seeing what the differences are, I thought I'd play it for the first time with you guys. So I haven't actually played it yet, even though, as I say, I've had it for about a couple of weeks. So this isn't like a really polished video or anything, it's literally just my first impressions, my first reactions of this game. So hopefully there's some good stuff on there that we can check out. So just a couple of things to tell you about the disc before we get started. If you haven't really seen a disc like this before, these were actually quite common in the PS1 era. Especially with Sony published titles. So basically what that is a preview build which would have been sent out to journalists before the game was released. And obviously that kind of drums up public interest in the game when they see it on the internet or in a magazine. The date on this disc, and I've checked out the files actually, it actually predates the original Japanese release of the game. Of course, back then in the PS1 area, Japan used to get the games first, especially if they were from a Japanese publisher. And then US and UK would get them a couple of months later after that. The original date for the Japanese release of the game was December 1997, if my memory serves me right. The date on this disc is November 1997, so even though it's an NTSC North American build of the game, it actually predates the Japanese release, which is why I'm really excited to play it for the first time. Of course, it won't be as early as the 2 Japanese demos, which of course we already know about, if you've been following my channel for a long time, which is firstly the Gran Turismo Test Drive disc, and then closely followed by a Gran Turismo Trial version. Both of those predate the Japanese release of the game by much longer, actually. I'm not sure off the top of the head just how much. So yeah, well, if you're ready guys, I'm ready. Let's crack on and see what's on this build. Okay guys, seems pretty normal so far. To be honest, I don't think those screens changed too much over the course of development, so not too surprising to see them the same. Now my first kind of question is going to be, how close is this going to be to the Japanese intro of the game? Just from memory, I think both intros were quite similar. The main difference, of course, was the fact that the Japanese version of the opening movie had Moon Over the Castle, which is, of course, the Gran Turismo theme song. Whereas the US and PAL versions actually had a song by Manic Street Preachers, I think it was, if my memory serves me right. So, yeah, nothing too much to report on so far. It's all looking pretty normal. Of course, you can actually hear the Moon Over the Castle soundtrack starting now, just as I can. So it does seem like it's going to be more like the Japanese intro than the overseas one. As I say, all pretty normal so far. Okay, hopefully we'll see some differences when the actual car clips get started, if you know what I mean. Oh, well, when it said the real driving simulator there, that looked different to me. Oh look, if you can see in this screen as well, you can kind of see like the background image in it, where I think, just from memory, I think it's like all black on the final build of the game. So here we go. Look at, well, I was going to say that it looks reasonably normal so far. Some of these clips I definitely remember, but others, like this one with the Supra here, I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't remember those. Over that with the CRX as well. Like, this might just be me. It definitely just might be me, because I haven't, I haven't actually played Gran Turismo 1 a while, because I've been playing Gran Turismo 2 to do the prize cars video. So, you know what, I probably should have refreshed my knowledge, but the clip with the Celica as well, I definitely don't remember that. Definitely don't remember that. Oh, that Impreza just had a little crash as well. I mean, I'm sure that on the final build there were clips with like racing modified cars as well, like I think it was like an MR2, and also one with one of the old Toyota Supras as well, the blue one. But here it's just purely like racing, well, not racing modified cars. I definitely don't remember that Celica. I definitely don't remember that Celica at all. Maybe it is just me, who knows. Yeah, so guys, if you spot anything that I don't, or if I'm wrong about anything, which I probably will be at some point, feel free to leave a comment. Just let me know. Let me know if you spot anything. And then the intro just fades out. It's weird. Oh, by the way, so this like the black surround on the opening menu mode, that's just an emulator glitch. Hopefully, if I like go into arcade and then come back out later, it should be fixed. So you can probably check out that menu then. Okay, let's check out arcade mode first of all. So, I don't know if you noticed, but the frame rate just dropped a little bit. Now that's quite similar to Gran Turismo trial version. Let's check out goodies. Okay, so it looks like, even if we haven't completed any races, it looks like everything is unlocked, which is really weird. But it does say like access all modes, so I'm wondering whether a few things were unlocked for whichever journalist received this to basically try it out without having to go through the game. So I'm not going to watch the whole intro movie there, I just wanted to know if it was indeed playable. And it is. Looks like you can access GT Hi-Fi as well, that's so weird. But again, we're not going to check out those modes right now. As I say, this is like a brief overview of all the different modes. So we're just going to go straight for arcade mode. Okay, let's check out all the car manufacturers. So, Subaru first. Looks pretty normal to me. As I say, you know, I may miss some smaller things, some hard to notice things. And then you've got Toyota. So I swear, I think like Subaru and Toyota were both unlockable dealerships on the NTSC and PAL versions. However, I know that there were changes between the Japanese and overseas versions. So, yeah, I'm trying to remember which dealerships you had to unlock in the Japanese version, because they were different. Now, of course, yeah. So, there's no... What's it called now? What's it called? The Mazda MX-5 RS 98. Do you remember? They were one of two arcade mode only cars. So that was one of them, and the Corvette 67 was the other. So they didn't actually exist in the Japanese version of the game. And also, so the Unos Roadster, I don't remember that being the V Special on the NTSC and PAL versions. So I think that was just like a standard Unos Roadster. And if you look in the game's code, if you look at all the cars, it was actually a Unos Roadster that was made purely for arcade mode. So that looks like that's missing as well. So yeah, so all the dealerships are unlocked. We'll keep going through them. As I mentioned, probably no Corvette 67. On the Corvette, like those wheel arches are glitchy. I can't remember if that's a feature across like all the different versions of the game. But yeah, as I thought. So no Corvette 67, not yet. Anyway. Oh, look, I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. So the concept car is still called the Copperhead. So considering that this build of the game was a month before the final version, well, at least the final Japanese version was released, that must have been a really late change. It's still called Copperhead. Right, so should we go for a race? We don't know. Oh, hang on. Well, we haven't checked out TVR yet. Okay, so yeah, looking pretty normal. Griffith 500 and TVR Cerberus. Whoa, I don't remember the default colour for the Griffith Blackpool being like plum or purple. Anyway, so let's go for the Viper GTS. And let's check out the track. So High Speed Ring, yeah, as expected. Trial Mountain, Grand Valley East section, Club and Stage Route 5, Autumn Ring, Deep Forest. And to be honest, I didn't really expect any big changes for the tracks really, because even as far back as Gran Turismo trial version, all the tracks were pretty much completed. What are we going to go for? I think we'll just go for High Speed Ring for now. But yeah, only on Gran Turismo Test Drive were the tracks slightly different. The main one being High Speed Ring was set at dusk or dawn. I never know whether it was dusk or dawn, to be honest. So I usually end up just saying dusk or dawn. Okay. So this is actually very close to the Japanese build of the game, because I just checked out the views then, and there are only two. So on the NTSC and PAL versions of the game, you actually had another choice of camera angle. So there was obviously like in front of the car, and then just behind the car, and then slightly further behind the car. On the Japanese version of the game, you only had those two choices that you see here, so that's quite interesting. So anyway, yeah, the car physics feel very much like simulation mode. So again, like it's very close to the Japanese build of the game actually. And the reason I say that is because on the NTSC and PAL versions, the arcade mode physics were they were more like an arcade game, to be honest. Whereas on the Japanese version, they were exactly the same as simulation or Gran Turismo mode, depending on which region you're playing in. So, yeah, so it's that's really weird. That's really interesting. Anyway, so what else can we say about this? Yeah, so High Speed Ring was originally set at dusk or dawn, and as I say, it only remained in. Well, I left my braking very late there. As I say, I haven't played this game in a while. So if you did still want to see High Speed Ring set at dusk or dawn on the final build of the game, you can actually do so on the license tests. For some reason, it was left in there. It wasn't changed. It's not on every license test, of course, because not every license test has High Speed Ring as the course, but I'm trying to remember which test it was. I think it was on the B license. But anyway, if you've never seen it, go back on Gran Turismo, check out the license tests, and you will see it. Cool, so we've just finished the race there. And actually, I've just noticed something really weird. Oh, it's gone off. Because we've gone onto the results screen, it's gone off, so I'll have to quickly do another race. Obviously I won't do it all, but woo, we get the new record getting. So yeah, I'll have to restart the race. Don't worry, I won't do it all again. But there was a little thing on there that I noticed that I want to check out. But for now, let's check out the grid. Yeah, this looks the same, to be honest. In one of the early demos, there were no images of the cars like spinning around there. I think it was just a list. So let's try again really quickly. And oh, what? It's changing. So if you see, can you see? There's like a almost looks like a mileage counter beneath. You know, where it says like 100 kilometers per hour. It says plus 37,392. I don't really know what this means. Maybe that is like some kind of dev feature that they left in. If anyone out there knows or has any idea what this might be, please let me know. Whoa! What is all that? Oh, I see. So that is like, it's all the settings about my car. Look at that, max output 450 PS, 5,000 RPM. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all this information there. To be honest, it's not like Gran Turismo Sport where you can change your brake balance and what have you. I mean, I literally I can't access any of these stats. It's just for information. What the hell is a wastegate anyway? Cool. Okay, so that's pretty much arcade mode checked out. Very briefly, of course. Okay. So now, that's cool. Now we can see this screen. We can see that it says developed by Team Yamauchi. This seems very close to Gran Turismo trial version. That was on there as well. That's really interesting. I think I'm right in saying that was removed on the final build of the game. As I say, that must have been quite a late change as well. Cool. So let's check out Gran Turismo mode, which is better known as simulation mode in North America. Again, that must have been a reasonably late change as well, because it's still called Gran Turismo mode here. So it's still called Gran Turismo mode in the PAL region. So it's just the NTSC region, I think, that was changed. Okay, I'm just listening to the music. Oh wow, we have so many credits to play with. Well, I think I do, because I'm treating it like the Japanese build of the game. If we had that many credits on the NTSC or PAL version, like, we would be rich. We seriously would be. So okay, I guess let's go ahead and check out some dealerships as well. You know what? The music. I think the music is from the Japanese build of the game. Obviously, like with the Viper before, I did notice that the music that was playing during the race was from the Japanese build of the game as well. So no rocking tunes for us there. Oh, the licenses. Oh, they're all in Japanese. Oh, that's really interesting. So they hadn't done like a lot of the translation work yet. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to pick first. Well, obviously we can't do a machine test because we've got no car yet. So we should probably look at buying a car. Let's just go for Nissan first. Let's just go for Nissan. Okay, so again, you guys will have to help me out to let me know if I miss anything, any smaller details that I just haven't noticed. So again, like I probably won't check out every single car right now because we just, we don't have time to cover absolutely everything right now. What I want this to be is just kind of like a brief overview of this build of the game. Obviously we'll do some more videos in the future, and we'll delve into it a lot more deeply. Oh, the GTO Nismo. I always loved that car. So this seems like a really good spread of cars. I'm not going to say like this is every single car. Wow. So yeah. So I've just bought the Nismo, and my credits haven't really gone down that much. So wow. We had a lot of money, and we still do. We're pretty rich right now. So yeah, I'm not going to buy too many cars right now. I just want to go through the dealerships and just see if there's anything weird that which I realise. Obviously, we can't see all the colours of these cars either, because there's only a certain number of cars that appear in the used dealerships at any given time. So we won't be able to see every single colour of all the used cars anyway. Oh, now that's interesting. So that's quite a small change, but I don't know whether you saw it. There's a decal above the windshield or the windscreen on the final build of the game, and it wasn't present there. So I've gone on to Subaru anyway, and yeah, the Impreza Rally Edition, it looks pretty much the same. I always loved that car. Yeah, going through again, you're gonna have to tell me if there's any like difference in colours or like the car logos or anything like that. So we're just going to Subaru used cars, and do you know what? Like, it's always bugged me. Subaru's used cars are rubbish. Like, there's nothing in there. There's really not. There's the Alpione, the Legacy, a couple of Imprezas. That's about it, really. And oh, look at that. So the logo for the Impreza there, that looks weird to me. I don't remember it being like that. Again, that might be. It might just be me. It probably is, to be fair. Probably is just me. But that looks different to me. So let's check out the new car again. So yeah, that's how I remember the Impreza logo being. Again, maybe there were different ones for the used model and the new model, but who knows? Who knows? Cool. Let's go on to Chevrolet, and I don't remember that Camaro called Camaro. If you like being bronze, that's really weird. But I guess it's just like, I don't know. The colours just look off. It's probably like the bronze version. I don't remember that being like the default colour there though. That's weird. Again, you've got the glitchy wheel arches on the Corvette, and yeah, of course the Grand Sport only has one colour scheme, and it looks grey. It looks grey there. Can you see? Well, and obviously it's only available in blue. So going over to Honda, I think on the NTSC version it was Honda and Acura, rather than just Honda, like it was on the PAL and Whoa! Holy shit, guys! The NSX-R GT. Wow, this is really close to the trial version. That car was present on the trial version, but as you know, well, as you might know, I've done some videos of it, but I wasn't actually kind of driving the real car, so I used the code. And what it does is it only changes the body. It doesn't change the actual stats. So the stats are inherited from whatever car you pick on arcade mode. And I've just realised that I can't fucking buy it. Ah, because we used some of our credits on buying that Nismo. So I can't actually buy it. Let me just check. No. Ah, never mind. We can, you know what? We can always reload. Let's start again. Because whenever I load the game, I'm gonna get 100 million yen or credits or whatever it is. I don't know. Ah, that's so annoying, guys. That's so annoying. But never mind. As I say, like we can buy it again. We can load up the game anytime and buy whatever we want, pretty much. So it does have both colour schemes, and like I always thought, like I can't remember what. I can't believe what a late change this was, but yeah, I always remember like the cards didn't have many decals. at this stage of the game's development, which is really weird. Really, I'm not. You know what? I'm not surprised that it was a late change when you look at the Kunimitsu NSX. Well, the NSX. What was it called now? The LM edition, basically. Yeah. So all they had to do, like, because it's a real life car, all they had to do was just remodel it. So they haven't kind of sat down for hours and like created something from scratch. So it does seem like a pretty quick change to swap out the NSX-R GT for whatever reason they did, for the NSX that was on the final build of the game. So again, just checking out the used car lot. Yeah, again, yeah, we don't have time to check out every car, so let's check out Mitsubishi. Oh, this is, yeah, and I'm going to say it again. This is very close to the trial version. This feels to me like. By the way, so that's a lighter shade of grey than it is on the final build, and also the wheels, of course, were gold on the final game, whereas they're a different style there, and they're grey as well. So yeah, it does. Oh, it feels really close to the trial version. It feels like if the trial version had like everything accessible, and obviously you didn't need cheat codes to access other parts of the game or other cars. Oh, that used car lot. There's like no cars there. Why is it such a short list for Mitsubishi? That's really weird. So yeah, GTO Twin Turbo. I'm sure we can check out all the beta racing modifications at some point, which I'm presuming that they'll be quite close to Gran Turismo trial version as well. So the Eclipse looks orange there. Did you see it? Of course, it will be the red colour scheme, but there's something funky going on with these colours. I swear. I don't know if the little pictures of the cars. I don't know whether they were like that on the final game. They feel slightly different to me. Maybe it's just me. Time to check out the Toyota dealership. Yeah, the Castrol Supra GT is pretty much the same. On the original test drive disc, there was only one colour scheme, which was the green one, the real life one, and the blue one hadn't been added yet. But of course, it has at this late stage of development. So yeah, just having a look at the cars again. Yeah, you'll have to let me know if you see anything that I've missed. Of course, checking out the used dealership, yeah. Okay, looks pretty normal to me. All the text is obviously in Japanese. Oh yeah, so just checking out the TVR dealership and the Cerebra, or the Cerebra, as Polyphony think that it's spelled like. It wouldn't be the last time that Polyphony had spelled a car's name wrong. I think we covered off a couple of them on my recent GT2 prize cars video. For example, like the Daishin Sylvia was the Daizin Sylvia on Gran Turismo 2, that is. Yeah, so the Griffiths look pretty normal. Time to check out the Chrysler dealership, Dodge in the UK. What? So, the Copperhead, it's called the Copperhead again. And, again, like, the colours look really strange. The Dodge Viper RT, like, it's not called the RT10 now either. So, yeah, the colours from the Viper look pretty normal. And the GTS, we'll just quickly check out them as well. Yeah, okay. And now the Copperhead. So, what? So it's called, hang on, so it's called Copperhead, spelt with 2 words, not 1 by the way, on the previous screen. And now it's called Concept Car on this screen. And it costs 10 million credits. And you can buy it, so it's not for sale on the final build. And it costs 10 million credits here, which is more than both Vipers, even though it's a slower car. So I'm going to purchase it, and does it have its racing modification that it had on the trial version? Oh, yes it does. Wow. I appreciate this isn't new information as such, but like this just opens up the possibility of unlocking the concept car LM, which, if you remember, on the trial version had a black colour scheme and a yellow colour scheme as well. So, wow, you know what, finally I get to play as these cars in their true forms, which is amazing. It's like, do you know what, this feels like, it's almost like if you played one of your favourite games again, but like you were playing it for the first time almost. Because like looking through these used car lots, yeah, alright, well, you know, Aston Martin is Aston Martin, there's nothing really to say there, but like you just don't know what to expect. You know that you're going to encounter some differences. So checking out the races, yeah, GT League seems pretty much the same. Spot race, yeah, same 5 tracks. Time trial, of course, you won't. Yeah, as I thought, you won't be able to play as test drive reverse because, you know, what's the point? So, so this is interesting. Oh, of course, right. So, I'm just looking at where it says special event and then an A license. So, it seems like you need the same license to participate in all these different races. I can't remember. Oh, okay, so you need the international A license to do these as well. I don't remember it being like that. I thought you had like individual little license icons next to each championship. Again, I might be wrong. Oh, so check out GT Hi-Fi. So like, I don't remember there being that many tracks for GT Hi-Fi. I thought it was just the forwards tracks. I didn't think that Club and Stage, Route 5, 2, etc. were actually available. And I mean, it makes sense because, you know, they're the same tracks, but you just go the other way around. But I don't remember them being there. I really don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's really cool. That is really cool, guys. So, oh, you know what? I've just thought we're not going to be able to do any races because I don't have my licenses. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to have to go through and basically get all my licenses. Yeah. Never mind. But just thinking about the concept car again. You know what's weird? I've just thought, like, if you can buy the concept car from the used car dealership, sorry, not the used car dealership, the new car dealership, then that begs the question, what do you get for all golds on B license? I mean, it might just be the same. It might just be, like, you might just be able to buy it because the game designers wanted it to be accessible for journalists straight away. But I am wondering, what do you get from all B license golds then? But anyway, I think, guys, for now, I think I'm going to leave it here. This has been a really cool, quick overview. Just looking at arcade mode and Gran Turismo mode. And we've definitely picked up a few exciting changes already. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll do my licenses. I will record them as well. I promise to do a sequel to this very soon. And then we can properly go racing. Thanks for watching.